Hey everyone, I'm Shay. I speak about feminine embodiment, expressing yourself more powerfully, and generally a lot of self development topics around reclaiming your power, your voice, healing, all of that juicy stuff. Today, I want to share a little bit about what I believe is the biggest misconception in feminine embodiment, in trying to harness more of your feminine radiance, how to be more feminine as a woman. Because I do think that this is where a lot of women misunderstand what this work means and then therefore aren't able to really connect with it. And then it doesn't really help them at all. So let's talk about it. Firstly, do you like my chair? It's my boyfriend's chair. I'm in his office right now. And I look like a gamer girl. I didn't do that on purpose. I just felt like being real cute today. And there we go. There it is. A gamer girl vibe right here. But no, that's not, I don't, I'm not a Twitch streamer in my spare time. Now that we've established that important piece of information, feminine embodiment. What even is feminine embodiment? What is that? What is that? Is it like a woman going, yum, yum, I'm a beautiful woman. Ooh. While that can be part of practices you do around it, or maybe you just like doing that and it feels nice, I want to dispel a little bit of this, maybe, I don't know, like perspective on feminine embodiment that has it just as this like floopy sort of ethereal, non-grounded self-development thing. Great way to explain that, Shay. If I were to define this for someone who's never heard of it before, I would say that feminine embodiment is learning how to rest into your feminine energy, learning how to embody your feminine side. That's it. Learning how to is the key because it is a very practical thing. And the why of feminine embodiment, well, that's your own. Your reason for wanting to tap more into your feminine side, it's going to be different for every woman. I would also recommend, like, if you haven't explored that yet, really look at why this is important for you, why you want to feel like this. What do you even want to feel? What do you think feminine embodiment would give you? Because when you're more connected to your reasons, why we're doing anything, you have more motivation to actually put your time and effort into that. And feminine embodiment does take time and effort. It is a way for you to connect to certain energetics and to also move away from ways of being, thought patterns, habits, just like routine ways that you show up in the world that aren't serving you. All of that takes effort. It's not as easy as I'm feminine now. There is a misconception. Women who want to embody more of their feminine energy generally are feeling as if they're coming from the opposite side. They're embodying too much of their masculine side, their masculine energy. Maybe that means they realize they have some issues with being a little bit controlling. Maybe they feel like they have issues with feeling like hard and attached to planning and schedules, and they're not like they're rigid in their mind, which, by the way, are not healthy masculine traits. These are unhealthy masculine traits. I talk a little bit, I think, in one of my videos about unhealthy and healthy masculine and feminine expressed. I'm quite sure I do. I've had this channel for a while, so I can't remember what I've done. But that's really important to know because a lot of women are generally because they feel unsafe, they feel like they need to control everything around them so that they get a sense of safety. There's a lot wrapped up in this, a lot. A lot of them are coping mechanisms. And so women can be over controlling sometimes, or we can be really rigid and hard in our mind. We can feel like we're not really connected to our body. We're not even embracing the softness that our bodies naturally have within them or express within them. And I mean, truly mean the softness, especially around the time of our periods when our body does get even more like juicy and soft. That is such a natural occurrence. And even getting our periods, even having a cycle, I realize that a lot of women can have extreme pain and it can be very debilitating for them. But also, there's so many of us that don't realize the power of embracing our feminine cycle, embracing our periods, and actually allowing ourselves to receive the gifts of our cyclical nature, of our menstrual cycle, and what that can offer us. I remember when I had a over-exercise disorder. We could call it an eating disorder. It was called orthorexia, and I was very, very, very thin. I, of course, did not get my period, and I was like, that's great. Don't have to worry about it. Something I don't have to worry about. It was only when I started doing feminine embodiment work later and really started to reconnect to this part of me and heal my body, heal my mind, that I developed a closer relationship to my womb and really wanted to, like, oof, sink in and connect with her and be like, I am sorry I ever felt like you were a burden to me. Thank you so much for your magical powers, because our womb has magical powers as women. Anyway, all of this is to say there are ways that we've disconnected from our feminine, and yours will be uniquely yours. I can't tell you why you're here, why you're watching this. I'm not sure, but in any case, thanks for being here. But I can tell you that what we tend to do is we're on one side of the pendulum, right? Like very in this masculine side, but it's not a healthy expression of the masculine. It's just like it's coping mechanism, safety, protection, all of these ways, but it is closer to the masculine side of the energetics. And so we're expressing this, it doesn't feel good. We just want to get the F out of our masculine and we want to go bing all the way over to our feminine. I'm trying to keep my hand in the screen. And so we're like, oh, don't want to be masculine. I hate my masculine side. I just want to like get rid of it. I want to get out of it, and I just want to be feminine. That's a misconception of feminine embodiment. We can never be just feminine or just masculine. In that masculine side, you're also not just pure masculine. And it's one of the things that really messes women up, because it feels like they have to then depart from every sense of masculine frequency, because they've been embodying this more unhealthy expression of the masculine. And so they have to be like, well, no, gah, stay away from that. I want to be only feminine. But then what happens when you need the masculine traits of integrity, of strength, of protection, of creating a sense of safety for yourself? All of those things need the masculine. And here's the kicker: if we are coming from unhealthy masculine expressed, generally the pendulum swings over to an unhealthy feminine expression. Why? One creates the other. And the unhealthy feminine expression is one that is wild and intensely, like in this swirly flow, without a sense of containment, without a sense of self responsibility, of grace, and feeling like we're completely lost in our emotions and we're just like, oh, it's like we're just like this blubbery mess. And I mean that more energetically. And that is because our feminine needs to be contained by our masculine. We need our masculine in order for a healthy expression of the feminine to be there. Just like, I love this analogy, I use this analogy in my new book, Grounded Goddess, all about feminine expression using goddess archetypes. If you want to read it, if you want to check it out, then the links are down below. But I speak about this sort of analogy of a beautiful running stream. The feminine is like water. It flows, it moves, it's flexible. But in order for that water to have momentum, to have movement, to have somewhere to go, we need the containment of the river banks or the banks of the stream, right? We need that containment, that boundary. That is the masculine. The masculine holds the feminine so she can move. Just as in Hindu mythology, it's often said that Shiva keeps the stillness so that Shakti, feminine, can be danced into life. That is where whole, healthy expression, I truly believe, comes from. And that is the misconception around being in your feminine energy. That I really truly feel that that is what's missing. A lot of women thinking that they have to completely disregard their masculine because it's not helped them this far, and that they're only going to try to be in their feminine. But then that doesn't work. And then that feels a little bit wild and crazy, and we don't actually feel safe in that space. We don't actually feel like there's this order to our flow. We don't feel like we're able to relax because if we don't feel safe, we cannot relax. And what creates safety? The protection of the masculine energy. If this is something that you want to dive deeper into, I truly recommend that you read my book. At the start of my book, I share more about feminine and masculine frequencies and basically how they're expressed in the world, how one cannot exist without the other, and how expression in general, whatever we're doing, like me recording this video right now, is all on a scale. I have right now some feminine frequency and some masculine frequency. I'm tuned into both stations right now in varying degrees. And when you're doing feminine embodiment work, you'll still be doing that. It's about claiming your healthy expression of both your masculine and your feminine frequency. That is where true healthy expression is birthed from. So I would love to hear how this lands for you. If this is something you want to hear more about, maybe a deeper explanation in my next video, I would be so happy to give you that. Or if anything doesn't feel true for you, also share this. I think it's really important that we have more conversations around this rather than this assumption that we know what feminine embodiment means and what to do with it, and then how to just be more feminine because we watched a 5-minute YouTube video. While that can be helpful, there's just so much more depth that we can explore within ourselves. And whatever you can do for that, whether it's a course, a mentorship, or reading my book, I highly recommend you to, because the gifts of embracing your feminine, oof, there's nothing like it. Maybe I should even do my next video tomorrow on that, the gifts of embracing the feminine. There we go. I said it out loud. I'm going to do it. All right, beautiful people. Thank you for being here. And I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day.